Y'all know what time it is, man. We on another episode of Trill Talk No Cap.
HighStrung, what's good, homie?
What's good, fam? How you living? Hey, what's up, Miss Chinese Nick? I'm trying to give the San Antonians a bigger idea of what we're talking about and how legendary this shit is. Yo, what's good, man? Y'all already know what it is. You dig what I'm saying? This is another great episode of Trill Talk No Cap, where all we do is talk trill, and the only capping that we do is the ones that we wear on our heads. You dig what I'm saying? Now, look, man. Very, very, very excited to be here today. You know what I'm saying? First of all, you know what I mean? We're going to talk about a few things with Miss Erika today. Erika.
I'm going to punch you in the
I'm just playing. Erika with the K. You know what I'm saying? I messed her name up like all fucking day. So, you know what I mean? But she is the brunch boss. For those that don't know about these events, you know what I'm saying? You about to learn something today. You know what I mean? Something else for you to get tapped into when it comes to San Antonio. So let's talk about you. Let's talk about Miss Erika, the brunch boss herself.
That's me.
That's a big name. You know what I'm saying? I think that's dope. I think that you hold the title for that. You've been doing these brunches. I remember when you first started, I think Bentley's might have been open. And it was just an idea, or it was.
I was already doing it.
I was already doing it. Okay.
Yeah.
So tell me a little bit how that started and where the idea came from.
So I'm 4 years in, actually.
Okay, congratulations.
Thank you. I moved here in San Antonio in 2020, and I moved here from Washington, D.C. I was trying to figure out how to be outside and meet people because I had extreme social anxiety, and I didn't know how to talk to people and show up places and be authentically myself. Like, I would just be like super shy, wallflower, It's me. And I started Brunch Boss, and I just kind of put out there, anybody want to go to brunch? Because, you know, food is always a great way to connect people.
Yeah.
And
for the people that wake up that early. You know what I mean?
Yeah, the first one, listen, I learned no brunch before 1. But yeah.
Did you have it like early for the first one? Like,
yeah, the first one, I think we met at like 10, 11 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, that's crazy.
It was crazy. But we had a great time, though, for the people who did pull up, and we took a picture, and it took off from there. Like, I literally was like, 300 people responded to my photo and was like, I want to go to the next one.
Yeah.
So I realized it became a thing, and I've been doing different brunches, activities, themes. So, rewind. How did I even come up with the name Brunch Boss?
Yeah, let's talk about that.
So I used to be in a car club, shout out to I-95, and we had road names, and my road name was Bossy, because I love to tell people what to do. And I was like, give me your dues, give me my money.
Yeah.
So they always call me Bossy, and every business that I've ever had always had Bossy in it. So when I was a makeup artist, I was Bossy Beat. When I do my fitness stuff, it's Bossy Fit. And so Brunch Bossy sounded weird, so I just dropped the Y and said Brunch Boss.
Brunch Boss, yeah.
So that's where that kind of came from. And then people have literally challenged it. They're like, how are you the boss of it? I was like, it's just my road name.
That's what I was going to ask you. Did people come at you about that? And then, like, you know, is it a form of competition that comes with doing brunches and shit? Because I know other people do that shit. Is it like, do they come at you like, oh, you...
Not so much anymore, but like when I first started, it was like everybody felt like it was at my neck. And they're like, well, what makes you the boss? And I was like, because I just like to eat, and my road name is Bossy. It's not that deep. Don't make it that deep. I like your shoes. Change the subject, and next thing you know.
Yeah,
you just have to know how to finesse it and move around. I did corporate America for many years, so
yeah.
I'm not new to it.
I think your lifestyle depicts a boss, though, because you're an entrepreneur. You know what I'm saying? You hold down your bills or whatever it is you do your daily life through, being an entrepreneur. Yes. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's anybody that's trying to be an entrepreneur understands me. I understand as well, being an entrepreneur, that it's not an easy thing. You know what I'm saying? Because what most people are worried about with the security that they have within their job, we worry about more than them.
Listen,
you know what I mean?
That 9 to 5 sleep hit different. Entrepreneur sleep is like non-existent.
Yeah.
That
you work from when the time you get up to the time you done completely. So definitely.
I'm still a mom. My boy plays AAU basketball. So if I'm not at a brunch or a networking event or hanging out with the fam, listen, sleep is non-existent.
So being you know what I'm saying, being the brunch boss, what's some of the biggest challenges that you feel you face while doing the business? You know what I'm saying?
Honestly, the biggest challenges are trying to figure out what themes I'm going to do, because I'm always trying to do something a little bit different, but I don't need to reinvent the wheel, right? So I just try to find stuff that people are asking for. Like, for example, I know I know a lot of y'all have been asking me for the granny brunch. I personally do not want to do a granny brunch.
You said a granny?
Granny, where they dress up like the old ladies,
yeah.
and they like all show up, and next thing you know, they throw in, they twerking.
I think that'll be fun. That'll be.
It would be fun. Someone should do that. It is not going to be me, unfortunately.
Why? What are you against the granny brunch?
I don't know. It doesn't. I have a lot of hair, so trying to put that in a wig that's gonna be, it's gonna be difficult. It's gonna be a lot. It's not intentional, but and when I think about it, I was like, okay, well maybe I could just put some little silver or something and wash my hair. Who's doing that? It's a lot. You're asking me for a lot right now.
For a brunch,
just for a brunch. It's for a few hours. And don't get me wrong, I love a good cosplay. I love dressing up. One of my favorite brunches to date, I did a Halloween brunch, and we all got dressed up, and we walked into a place where nobody else was dressed up, but we were like 20 deep, and we were all in costume, and I mean full costumes. They had full makeup, gory, to just pretty ones, to clowns, to everything. And then we had the nerve to go out front and do a TikTok dance at the end. And it was so much fun. I'll have to repost that. So check me out at Brunch Boss TX on Instagram, all platforms really. Brunch Boss TX as in Texas, and I'll repost that one soon so you can catch that.
That's what I wanted to talk to you about too. Your social media presence is crazy. You know what I'm saying? I know you was doing a little TikTok dances. You know what I mean? And you had everybody participating.
Yep.
And that shit got crazy. And your shit goes viral like almost every time. You know what I'm saying?
Almost every time, yeah.
To the point that people hit you up or contact you and try to get you to do something for their business.
Correct.
Yeah. So, which is dope. You know what I'm saying? I think
sure.
that's dope to see because most people want to go viral.
Yeah.
That's the thing now. Like, you know what I mean? Niggas don't even make like good songs no more. I just want to go fucking viral.
Listen, I don't know why I go viral. It just goes viral. There is no recipe to going viral. It just does what it wants. And don't be so focused on the one you just posted. If it didn't go viral in 5 minutes, I got to take it off. It might be ones that I did weeks ago. They start going viral. I have one that I posted back in April that is still going. I still get many notifications about that to the point where I like turned it off because it's so much. So
do you do your own thing for those type of things, or do you kind of look at what the trend of what everybody's doing and you're like, I'm gonna make it my own?
It's a mixture.
Okay.
Some of the things to keep it, because I'm human and I run out of like ideas or something, and I'll just like I'll be scrolling. I'm like, okay, I know how to make that, do something. So I get inspiration from other creators, and I'm not gonna lie, sometimes I do forget to tag, but I try my best to tag everybody who was my inspo for where I get my ideas from.
Now, do you have these brunches? Do you have them at different locations at different times, or do you have it at the same location all the time?
It's different locations, and my thing is, if you are brand new to San Antonio, you recently fired all your friends, you're trying to make new ones, or you're just trying to get out and try different things, but not necessarily by yourself, that's why you come to one of my events. And we can go together, so that way we can all be awkward together, and then no one can say anything to us.
Yeah, no, that's dope.
But it's all different locations, and I love to support local. I try to stay away from the chains as much as possible. Supporting local is like my bread and butter, just because I believe that we can all win if we get away from the Walmart, Target type restaurants. You know what I mean? So if we do the mom and pop joints, like shout out to Nola Brunch, who is my day one brunch spot. They're now downtown, right there on Broadway.
Okay.
Love their new location. They're always willing to work with me, so we always have great themes brunches there. We've done Kentucky Derby, we've done Halloween ones there before, I believe. We've done a bunch of different things.
A bunch of
we
them,
just did a Mother's Day brunch this year.
Okay.
So
how did that go? It was crazy?
Oh yeah, we had a lot of fun.
What's been one of your biggest brunches where you like, that shit was crazy? Sound like the Halloween one.
Yeah, the Halloween one was one of my best ones, but when I first started, I used to do a boat party every year. So shout out to, do you know who AC Turner is?
Yeah.
Radioactive?
Yeah, Radioactive. Shout out to my dog.
Yeah, so he actually was holding me down when I first started, and we went on a boat party, and he dropped his phone in Lake
water?
Travis, and Scuba Steve came out of nowhere.
That nigga would, for real.
Scuba Steve came out and brought his phone back up, and it looked like it was a commercial because it still worked afterwards. And they were like, "Is this anybody's phone?" And so he lucked out and got his phone back that same day.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
But that one we had a lot of fun.
Can we expect one day that you will have like a brunch spot just for Brunch Boss, just like the Brunch Boss having her own location where she could do brunches at?
Oh, you're looking for an exclusive.
I'm just saying, you know what I mean? It is Trill Talk. We want to know. You know what I mean?
Maybe. TBD.
Okay.
I'll let you know. I'll come back and I'll discuss it with you. Who, what, where, when, how, why.
Okay.
I'll get you for the exclusive.
Yeah, all right, cool. Make sure you come here first.
Yeah, I got you.
Now let's talk about Porta Rosa.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? You were very involved in that. You know what I mean? How did? So I believe it's Casper that I think you told me started it.
DJ Casper, Victoria.
DJ Casper. Shout out to my dog DJ Casper. He started it, and I think it's dope, man. It's a dope energy. Everybody looks forward to the Porta Rosa.
Neo Soul every first Friday at Porta Rosa.
It's crazy.
It's packed by 8:30. We start around 9 o'clock, and it's usually packed by 8:30, and all tables and seats are gone. So if you haven't been there yet, please come check us out. Every first Friday, Porta Rosa, Neo Soul Night. DJ Casper, Victoria. We always have like a guest DJ and a guest artist, somebody that's going to perform, something like that. It's definitely a vibe.
And I hope that you know what I'm saying, that's what they show when they talk about things and events to do in San Antonio. I hope that Porta Rosa is definitely one of the things that they show. But it's always dope, man. They always have the photo guy is always super dope. I always laugh with him when I go. Yeah. He's always taking great photos, you know what I'm saying?
Sumter, shout out to Life 360.
Yeah. He's dope, man. Everybody's dope. The energy's always dope there. You know what I mean? Everything from the hookah to the drinks to the DJs to the, you know what I mean, to the live bands. They just had a live band recently. Shout out to Kiki Star and the band. They was out there recently, and it was dope. It was dope energy. I went maybe one time. I don't even know which one I caught, but I haven't stopped going since that time because it's fire. I think I've been 3 times now. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So the last 3 ones that y'all did, I've been to all 3.
And we try to change it up a little bit. You know, it's the same, but it's a little different at the same time because we bring different energy each time. So it could be a cool little date night, and we have little turn-up sessions a little bit just towards the end, you know, if you stick around. And then I help coordinate the vendors, so you can always shout out to, you know, the different vendors. We'll always have hookah. We've had cigars sold there. We've had journals. We've had different cakes and treats and things like that. So it just depends. Each one is going to be a little bit different.
Can vendors reach out to you if they want to be involved in Porta Rosa?
If you have a vendor space, go ahead and shoot me an email at vendors@brunchbosstx.com. Vendors with an S at brunchbosstx.com.
Dope. So make sure y'all reach out to her. Make sure y'all tap in. I know a lot of people that, especially vendors, that always ask me, like, how can I be down? How can I? There you have it. You know what I'm saying? Make sure you reach out to Erika so she can be able to put you down.
And if that's too hard, in my Instagram bio, there's actually a link that'll take you directly to the form that you got to fill out anyway. So go ahead and do that. Click the link in my bio on Instagram. It'll take you directly to the Want to Be a Vendor.
Absolutely. I will be performing at one. I will let y'all know that. I will be. I'm going to manifest the shit out of that. Yeah, I got to. It's a dope event, super dope. Can you tell us a little bit about, you know, being a woman in this industry and the challenges that you might face being a woman? You know what I mean?
I'll definitely say, one, I'm not trying to toot my own horn, but at the same time, I am cute, you know, so sometimes what I've noticed, especially there's a lot of men that I deal with and a lot of married men who I deal with, so 9 times out of 10, I'm always gonna go find the wife first, be like, hey girl, how you doing? And go talk to, you know, the missus first, because, you know, you gotta show respect first, be like, girl, I'm just here for work. I'm just trying to get paid. It ain't like that, you know, and just showing respect in general is one of the things that's biggest for me, and just working with men in general, it's been a challenge because I notice sometimes a lot of people just wanna flirt, and it can either, they'll do things thinking they're gonna get something from me. And listen, I'm gonna let you do that all day, because if that's my end, that's my end, because at the end of the day, I have to meet certain people. Yeah. And then once I meet them, and it's no disrespect, I'm still gonna be friends, I'm still gonna be cool, you know what I mean? But it can be a fine line to walk, because once they realize, you know, this is just business, you see true colors, and they're either really gonna be friends and you're cool, or...
I know one thing about you, just knowing you personally. I know that you know how to smile while looking sarcastic at the same time. You're like,
I don't know what you're talking about.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so you definitely mastered that. You know what I'm saying?
That was a look, in case you missed it.
No, but that's super dope. You know what I mean? Do you feel like sometimes you get overwhelmed with all the events that you be tapped into, or do you feel like you could do more?
I could definitely do more if I had a team. So if anybody wants to join the dream team, please let me know. Slide in my DM, shoot me an email, whatever. Send a smoke signal, I don't care. But I do most of these things myself. So I do my own social media, I do my own websites, I do my own branding, I do everything. So it's hard to bring on other people who are as dedicated as I am. But I know it's possible. So whenever it's for me, it's always going to be alignment. I am very much a believer in whatever's for me will always find me. So
Absolutely, absolutely. What's one thing that you feel that, like, you know what I mean? You know, everybody has like a major goal. You know, with musicians is the best way to like really, you know, put it. Even in sports, they want to win a championship, right? And then you got musicians that want to win a Grammy, and actors want to win an Oscar. What would be something like that for what you do, for your line of work?
So I'll tell you the before I get to the after, right? When I first started this, I'm very spiritual. Anybody that knows me, I'm very spiritual. And I heard a direct message that said, you're going to get really big. Like, it's going to take off, but I'm not going to have the foundation to withstand it, so it's going to crumble. And then you'll build it back, and you'll get to where you're going. So it actually happened just like that. My first year out, I had a DC chapter. I was working on an Atlanta chapter, a Phoenix chapter. They were asking me for Miami. They were asking me all major cities, basically. And I just didn't know how to do it, you know, and I didn't know what, being an entrepreneur, it's a lot of learning and a lot of failing up. You know what I mean? I don't ever believe in failures. It's all just lessons and part of the journey. So again, what's for me is always going to be for me. So I took a hard fall, and I had to take a step back and close everybody down. I was like, let me focus on San Antonio, and then once I get my footing and I know how to actually build these relationships and I actually know what I want to do and what it's supposed to look like, then I can branch from there. So my goal ultimately is to get back into the major cities and to go do this. So like in DC, where I'm from, brunch is huge. My brunch tickets sold within 24 hours, and they were like 2 months away events, so I know that once I have the foundation and the team behind it in these different cities, I can do what I really want to do, which is to have all of them going at the same time, because I really do believe it shouldn't be hard to make friends as an adult. We make it entirely too difficult. At the end of the day, let's bond. Remember when you were kids, you'd be like, oh, I like your shoes.
And then y'all
were best friends.
Yeah.
Let's stop making it so difficult and be like, just because Felicia over here hurt your feelings because she didn't like your shoes, who cares? You bought new shoes since then, girl. You know what I mean? So it's like this.
Right, she hang with Brian and you cool with her, but you ain't cool with Brian, and now y'all can't be friends and shit like that.
Right.
Yeah, shit happens. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Move on and just be here today, be present. And easier said than done. I'm not trying to undermine anybody's experience or anything like that.
No, absolutely. That'd be dope too to see it in different major cities. I think that'd be incredible to see.
Because I think if people were able to move to new cities and experience new things and had the confidence, like ultimately I want to be able to be like, I'll have my chat where you can go in and be like, hey, I'm going to DC. Is anybody available? In all the brunch bays, there's brunch bays and brunch bows. If you attend my events, that's where you're referred to as.
Brunch bays and brunch bows.
The brunch bows unite. Are dudes. Yeah, brunch bows are the dudes.
Okay.
So
brunch bow.
You'll be like, look, I'm going to DC. Where the brunch bows at? And they'll be like, oh yeah, you can pull up right here. I'll show you da-da-da. And you have like a kind of a tour guide, but that doesn't mean they do events. They just know where I have shown them or other places, And
I will say that group chats and like being in chats on different social media is wonderful because everybody's from everywhere. You know what I'm saying? And you can be able to tap in with folks and try to see what's going on, shit like that. So that's dope. You know what I mean? And people like you that people can relate to, that I feel like is a part of the culture. I think it's dope because most people don't know how to tap in. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And they can relate to you. Mm-hmm. So it's easy for them to talk to you. You know what I'm saying? I would have never thought about going to a brunch if I hadn't met you. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, brunch? You know what I mean? Like, it's
just breakfast and lunch. I also have dinner, but we won't talk about that.
Dinner?
Lunch and dinner.
Oh, God. That's crazy. That's crazy. That's a little added addition. That's exclusive. We'll keep that on the hush hush. But no, that's super dope. You know what I mean? I think that what you're doing is dope for the community. I think it's something that definitely needs to be, magnified so that people could really know what to do in San Antonio. When we go to these places, Houston, Dallas, when we go to other parts of Texas, or when you go to Miami, when you go to New Orleans, when you go to Atlanta, you always know exactly what to do. And you've heard, and I feel like we need that shine here in San Antonio. A lot of people love the city when they come, but they don't really know what to do. You know what I mean?
And I always say there's lots to do. You just have to know where to go or find a way in. And that's part of Brunch Boss, having that at least one person that could possibly know a little bit more than just going on certain websites that, they'll tell you things. They'll give you 4 and 5 stars, but it doesn't mean it's anything happening that day, or you know what I mean. Versus somebody who lives there and is already tapped in.
Yeah. See, you know what I'm saying? Get at your brunch bow, though. You know what I'm saying? I tell y'all what to do. You feel
Don't
me?
leave out the brunch bays,
bows.
too. We out
You know
here.
what I mean? Brunch bays, brunch bows. You know what I mean? We make it work. That's super dope.
Thank
now,
you.
Erika, we're going to go to this subject. We talk about it every time. You know what I'm saying? It's people's most favorite subject. Funny thing is, when I first talked about this subject, I wanted to get rid of this subject. But it became so big on the internet, and it became so big within when we have a live audience as well, that I felt like it was something that we always need to have toward the end of an interview or a podcast, which is dope, because the set of friends that we have, we always play like card games, and you know, we always come together and talk about these things. Shout out to my nigga Ken, I wish he was here. You know what I'm saying? But we always talk about relationships.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I think the last thing that we talked about, we was talking about relationships as far as like dealing with them in 2024. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, everybody always chimes in when it comes to this subject. Where's your mental at when you think about, you know, relationships today? A lot of people say social media plays a part. You know what I'm saying? I've noticed that the happiest couples, I just learned about this the other day. Well, I ain't learned about it, but I knew it. But somebody reiterated it to me. And it was like that when the happiest couples be the ones that don't be posting each other, that don't be on social media. They don't really, they might be active on social media based on what they do, but they don't really give a fuck about putting their personal shit on. And then you got people, and the girl that was telling me this, she was saying that like people be in her ear, like her homegirls be like, oh, but he don't want to post you. All that shit is like, but she was like, I don't give a fuck, because I literally go see him every day.
in an hour.
Yeah. So where's your mental on that?
I think in 2024, relationships are unnecessarily difficult, right? I think a lot of people, they show up as their representative. And whenever you meet somebody who doesn't necessarily show up as a representative because that's where they are, they kind of project. Long story short, most people need to, everybody, all y'all, everybody, us.
Everybody.
We all need to go to therapy.
ERR.
Everybody. We all need to go to therapy.
Yeah.
And just learn some skills and how to talk to people, because honestly, the social media portion of it, I think it plays a factor in, it's teaching people how to not communicate. Because I can post something, a meme that is expressing my feelings, and this song is expressing my feelings, 4-page letter. I'm putting a song, and he better see it. You know what I mean? Like, you're just supposed to understand what that person's mindset.
With the Aaliyah vibes, by the way. You know what I mean?
I didn't even see the post. You know what I mean? Now you're mad at me because I didn't see it. You know, so it's it's just unnecessary when I could just be like, hey, you hurt my feelings. I ain't like that. Oh, I didn't even mean it like that. Oh. And it's over that quick. And I think if most people remembered, if you are trying to be in a relationship, that it's you all versus the problem, that can help solve a lot of things. All easier said than done, because you all come in with your own, you know, concepts and what you were raised and things like that.
Yeah, that definitely plays a role in it. You know what I'm saying? I don't think a lot of people too, like, you know, people compare the older generation to this newer generation too, and that has to stop.
It does, because it wasn't
saying?
even the same.
But like back then, you had to try to make it work.
They were married by 30, and that was okay. But now,
now it's different. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's not looked at the same at all. You know what I mean? But people try to still compare those. To, and I think that the people that actually grew up with grandmas and grandpas and big daddies, big mamas, and they have a different view.
Our generation is the first generation to even talk about feelings. Because if you look at your grandma and grandpa's generation, they was married, but your grandmother probably hated your grandfather because he was very controlling. He was very, you know, mansplaining things to some degree. You know what I mean? She just was like, okay, that's fine. I'm still going to cook your dinner because that's my wifely duties.
Absolutely.
And the husband's still going to go to work. But, you know, I feel like there's also a lot of things that are unrealistic. This is about to be real controversial. The whole 50-50 thing.
Oh, yeah.
If I'm going to work.
It ain't always going to be 50-50, though.
Listen, it's not. There's no such thing as 50-50. Some days you're going to give 100, and some days I'm giving nothing. Some days I'm giving 100, and you giving nothing.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? It's all about us against the problem. We got to support each other and show up wholly. Now, you also have to be able to communicate that as a person, because I can't read your mind.
Yeah. No
So
doubt. No
knowing
doubt.
the tools, so there's so many different levels to it.
I've just seen a meme where this girl, or not a meme but a video, whatever you call them, she was talking about on there where like her dude lost his job and she had to pay all the bills. So he told her, I lost my job.
Yeah.
And she was like, oh, well, she was like, pay me back when you, so he felt, I don't have to pay you back. You're my wife. Why would I have to pay you back?
And they're married?
That was the big thing of the meme. She divorced him. She filed for divorce like that next day.
Oh,
Because
so he lost his job and he lost his bitch?
Yeah,
That's
crazy. All in the same week.
That's terrible.
This
But at
nigga,
the same time,
this
move him
nigga's
out the way.
depressed somewhere.
Move him out the way, because your come up is about to be real big, King. Know your worth.
But are you as a woman, are you comfortable? Because you know that's the hardest thing for a man to come and admit to a woman. It's like, yo, I
That's
lost
the
my
first thing I heard.
job.
He came to you and said it.
I ain't
You know,
got
he didn't
no.
hide it.
Yeah, most niggas gonna fake that shit until they can't fake it no more. Until you
Right.
ain't got. You know what I'm saying? Unfortunately, the situations always come up differently when that shit happens. When you got a job, they never come and say, "Oh, can you take me out to dinner tonight?" It seems as though when you be the brokest moments, that's when the shit comes like, "Let's go out to dinner Friday." Friday.
To Ruth Chris.
You know the game gonna be on. I don't think we should go out Friday. I think we should eat in. You know what I'm
Got
saying?
wings in the freezer.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah. So it seems like, but that's with anything. I feel like that happens with anything. Like, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like, I
So
feel like,
there's two sides to that, though, right?
yeah.
So if she wants to go on a date, but you ain't got it like that, and you're married, why are we not having the financial meeting as partners to say, now you know, our date fund is not where it's supposed to be. So why don't we cook them wings picked up at Costco or Sam's, and you set up a little tent, you know, we could put out some little lights.
Yeah.
Boom, it's an indoor date. Picked out the Uno card so you can catch this L real quick. Keep it cute.
That's improvising. I like that shit. You know what I'm
There's
saying?
ways to meet it.
I think that too, like the people like that person is like depending on who you hanging around, who you meet, you know what I'm saying, and who you know what I'm saying, like, cause I never meet women like that. All the women around me, that's my boy. What's happening? Jawan and that, and I'm playing.
Oh, look, sir.
No, look, we out.
Insider.
Insider. That's my dog right there, man. But nah, so I feel like that when people, you know, especially now, who you are is who you meet.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like you
It's
make
a vibration.
You make your friends based on. If you notice, a lot of your friends believe in the same stuff that you believe in.
Mm-hmm.
They, you know, not maybe entirely, but
Yeah.
y'all.
There's a piece
It's
of it.
a reason why
that y'all
y'all
attracting
friends.
each other. You came
You know
on
what
the
I'm
same
saying?
vibration.
So I feel the same way when it comes to when, like, you know, when I look at memes like that, I'm like, I see this shit on the internet, but I never ran into a woman like this. And when I do, it like takes me to a whole nother, like, I've met a girl that say, I don't like a nigga with a regular 9 to 5. Any nigga with a regular 9 to 5 to me is lame. But then I looked at her, at who I'm talking to, and the girl was like 23. And she was like probably new to the fucking world. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
and she probably,
Frontal lobe ain't even developed, ma'am.
you know what I mean? She probably dated a drug dealer and like don't know. You know what I mean? Like you don't know what people be on. So I feel like when it comes to certain things, it's about who you are as a person. You attract on who you are.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's no difference when you be like, well, the 5 people that you hang around you're the 6th person just like that. If they're lazy, 9 times out of 10 you're lazy.
Well, they say your net worth is determined by your network. So who you hang around is going to determine what you got going on. If you hang around a bunch of people who ain't doing nothing with their life, of course it's going to be harder for you to be an entrepreneur and get out there and be successful because they're not pushing you. Versus if it's a bunch of us who have things going for ourselves and I see you slacking, I'm like, hey, okay, you sad? Aw, get back out there. You know what I mean? Like, here's your tissue. Let's drink tonight. But tomorrow, you back on it. Like, you have to keep going. You're great. They'll pour into you different. The conversations are different, and they know people. When you hang around certain people who know different things, they'll connect you with different people.
Right.
So I've been in relationships, friendships where I had no business. And I felt it. You could feel it, and you're like, I'm not even supposed to be here, but I was bored, and now look at me. Now got myself into some trouble, and now what am I gonna do?
Absolutely.
You know, so you have to get yourself out. And
do you feel that in today's world that the you know, when we talk about the older generation, we talk about like that, you know, it was men that let's say go out and get the money, women cook. It's no longer like that because women are doing just as many as amazing things as men. It's a evil. I mean, what do you she said period. It's a equal
give and take,
equal level playing field, right?
Yeah.
So do you feel like that there are gender roles still? You think these still exist?
For sure. There are still some things like, I'm sorry, I'm not taking the trash out. I'm not gonna do it. I have a 14-year-old son.
Are you gonna mow the lawn?
I actually like mowing the lawn, so I am a gardener person. I like, but I don't want to mow the lawn by myself. I'll go out there and help my man. You know what I mean? Like I'm like, I'll sit out there. I'll have some lemonade for you, and I'll be doing the flowers and the bushes and stuff like that, and then we can clean up everything, and we'll be done quicker. You know what I mean? Right. I like being outside. I like doing stuff like that. That's just me. But at the same time, if I cook dinner, I'm gonna need you to clean dishes. You know what I mean? And might have to work late tonight. You gotta cook something. Please don't throw in there that Stouffer's lasagna because I ain't got no seasoning. But if you got to do that, you know, at least you thought about it. You know? I also don't want to think about it. You know, you also have to be willing to come up with what the meals are.
I want to ask this too, because this came up. You know what I'm saying? Like when you think about like, you know, I heard a woman say to me. We just had a conversation. She told me. She said, I look at before I even date somebody, I look at can I elevate this person with what they do, right? Mm-hmm. So she finds because I told her that I hate when people say, "What's your name?" It starts with that, right? What's your name? You tell them your name, then they say, "Oh, well, what do you do?" Mm-hmm. I hate that question because I feel like it deciphers if I tell you what I do, if you're going to be friends with me or you're going to want to be with me or not. You know what I'm saying? Like, what if I said I was a trash man and you're a lawyer? Yeah. Now all of a sudden we can't hang out because of your mentality. Right after asking me my name was, what do I do? That's how I think. At least that's what I think when they're asking me that. You know what I'm saying? Which doesn't fucking matter. You know what I'm saying? But I feel that, what do you feel about, she said that if a man is an entrepreneur, my job, or what I feel like I need to do is try to elevate him. If he doesn't think he's a boss, like, you know what I'm saying? If he doesn't feel like he could be a boss in what he does, my job is to give that idea to him, you know what I'm saying? And put it into his head that it's possible. And a possibility that he didn't even think was possible. Is that something that that seems like something you would do because you're such a boss in what you do?
Yes and no. So that's a twofold. I'm not gonna meet you today and then try to change your whole life this afternoon. I got to see where you're at and what you try to do on your own. And if we're really going to be in a relationship and we're really going to be doing this thing, you know, of course I want what's best for you. And plus I'm a Virgo. I can't help it. I do it by nature. I put things in order. So it just is what I do. But I think there is a line to draw because I had to learn that for myself. You cannot go in and change somebody's whole life that same day. It's not realistic because you'll get burnt out because that's just not even their brain, you know, their mindset to begin with. But that also goes back to once you have done the work within yourself, you attract different types of people. So you're not even going to attract those type of people that are trying to take from you. You know what I mean?
But get this. That's dope. I think the way you think is dope, right? Uh-huh. What if a person says, I'm comfortable where I'm at? I don't want to be bigger than this.
That's great.
Are you completely cool with staying with that person, even if you make more money? You wouldn't be with him?
I probably wouldn't be with that person.
So you want somebody that's going to want to continuously grow.
It's not about continuously growing, but if you're already complacent where you're at in your life, you already have not made room for me in your life. So why would I be there? You're comfortable where you're at.
But what if you were a part of the process of them being complacent? What I mean by that is like, see, a lot of women, they want you to have these outlandish goals, right? Mm-hmm. Like owning a Fortune 500 company and doing all this shit. What if a man's only dream was to find a woman he can create a family with and take care of that family without worrying about shit? That's his dream. Because there's a lot of people that went through so much shit in their lifetime. Mm-hmm. They've been through so much shit. They might have grew up in the slums. So them just making enough money to be able to pay my bills and not worry about what's going on and take care of my wife and my kids. That's a dream for them. Mm-hmm. Are you cool with being with a man like that? Or do you want somebody who still wants more, even though he may not even see more? That's like he's at the pinnacle of what he thought he'd never be.
Say it again. There's always room for growth.
Just the simplest things. Oh, okay, maybe I want to do a self-help project at the house and create a extra add-on
I checked out, and now it becomes a scheduled thing. And for me personally, I think you're not going to be the same. Your favorite color isn't even the same from when you were a kid. You know what I mean? Like, so 10 years from now, 12 years from now, 20 years from now.
Actually, mine is.
Mine is too.
I've always loved gold, and I like gold now. That's
gold.
it. That's my favorite color. It's on my car.
Oh my God. But you get the point, though. Like, there's aspects of you that are going to change. Like, I did not always like spicy food, but now I do. You know what I mean? But 10 years from now, maybe I don't again. I don't know. So it's not that you're so comfortable being complacent, being where you're at. If we didn't just meet today and you think that you're going to be like, well, I know that you're going to be my wife, but I don't want to take you out to find out for real. Let's just come over to my house and come find out. I'm not doing it. You still have to put in effort to try and get to know me, because you might have reached that pinnacle in your mind, but I'm not there yet.
Yeah.
I'm still trying to save your name in my phone. You know what I mean? I haven't even gotten there yet.
Damn. So niggas don't get their name saved right away in
now,
your phone.
as soon as you save that number, they be cutting up. So we ain't doing that.
Yeah. So some of you niggas is still 210 and 663 and 654 and
at least you ain't in the graveyard. Because listen, if you get cut, you get put in a little graveyard.
Crazy.
And I don't know who you are.
You put the emojis next to niggas?
No, it's only the emoji, the graveyard.
Oh, wow, that's crazy.
I should show you. If I wasn't on live right now, I'd
show you
my
niggas
graveyard.
On the graveyard shift. That's crazy.
They be popping up, be like, what you doing? Hey, big head. I'd be like, not the talking to the dead. I don't do that.
Not talking to the dead.
Get my sage. Let me get rid of these spirits that are trying to come back.
Oh, my God. Yo, what's the biggest red flag for Erika? What would you say?
Like my red flag?
Like your big red flag, like that motherfucker covering, like in your face. You can't see shit else but this red flag. Because there's little ones, and then there's the big ass red flag that most people ignore. And then.
Ooh. See, the way my heart is set up, I be ignoring all the red flags when I really like somebody. It's terrible.
You be ignoring them?
I do. I be like, listen, girls really do be delulu. You don't gotta lie to them. They gonna lie to themselves every time. I'm sorry, and I am victim to that to some degree, and I know that. But my red flag, I guess, from a dad standpoint, if you have kids.
And you're not taking care of your kids?
And you're not taking care of them, or you don't ever talk about them, or you don't talk to them, or whatever, I'm already like, you probably ain't going to treat my kid very good. You know what I mean? Yeah. And it's not that he needs a dad. I mean, he needs a dad, but it's not that, it's not that I'm looking for someone to be a dad for him, but.
For all you graveyard niggas, time for y'all to come back alive, my boy.
Sage,
come back alive,
immediately.
You know what I'm saying? That's crazy.
Right.
Yeah.
He ain't loyal to his kids. He's not loyal to anybody but himself.
Yeah. And that's, you know what I'm saying? I think that, like, the way that you just explained everything that I asked, I think that it's very logical. You know what I mean? One thing I can say about you is that you are actually what you express. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's when you ask most women today, or most men, you ask them, give me your views. They say the best answer that sounds good. It's almost like they're on like TV, social media. You know what I'm saying?
The
like
latest meme.
Like, oh, I like a man like this. I like a man like. Then when you see them out, they be with like total of the opposite of what they said that they fuck with. You know what I'm saying? It's like the craziest shit to me. I'm like, but then they complain about the person they with, but you already knew he was like that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I think that's the part of ignoring the red flags. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? But no, I definitely feel where you're coming from, Erika. And I appreciate you sharing that. You know what I'm saying?
But I am single, so if anybody's actually wanting to take out on a date, I'm very particular. I'm not going to lie.
That's right. Graveyard, y'all got a chance. You feel me?
The graveyard ain't got no chance. Y'all stay
I'm trying to help these niggas out, man.
No, not the ones in the graveyard. There's too many fish in the sea. Please, I need some salmon in my life. I don't want no more swag.
You don't want no more catfish? None of that?
That fake catfish. I'm looking for the real catfish. I don't want a catfish either. Hold up. No.
Yeah, you want a catfish?
I don't want no hatfish. I want no catfish.
That's crazy. Nah, I appreciate you tapping in with us today, you know what I'm saying, here at Trill Talk. Let us know, you know what I'm saying, let everybody know real quick where they can find you at. in case they want to be, like we said earlier, with the vendors, in case they want to be a part of the events, so that way they can contact you and DM you and let you know what they want to do exactly.
Yeah, sure.
Share your socials with them real quick.
Set your intentions on my platforms. I'm on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok at Brunch Boss TX. Brunch Boss TX, as in Texas, no spaces, no dashes, all one word. Brunch Boss TX.
And there you have it, man. We had another great episode here with Miss Erika, Brunch Boss. You know what I'm saying? Thank you for joining us today and sharing your views. We appreciate y'all, man. Welcome to Trill Talk. This is Trill Talk No Cap, where all we do is talk Trill, and the only capping that we do is the ones we wear on our heads, man. We appreciate y'all, and we out. Thank you.